I'm gonna begin now. Alright, so this is gonna be the beginning of me going through every single Higurashi uh visual novel. So I have not finished the series. I've only seen the first few arcs, but let's begin. Before I hit play, I'm gonna get that cracked. Alright, let's begin. Welcome to the world of Higurashi When They Cry. The Onikakushi arc will be the opening, inviting you into this world. Don't play tough. Please just enjoy life in Hinamizawa to the fullest. The difficulty is extremely high, but I hope you will enjoy the reward. Let's begin. What the fuck? Please do not lament. I will forgive you, even if the world will not forgive. Please do not lament. I will forgive you, even if you will not forgive the world. So please tell me, what will it take for you to forgive me? Okay. Okay, it just fades out. It's a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or organizations is entirely coincidental. AD 1983, the early summer of the 58th year of the Showa era. If I was going to be ripped, damn. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as if I was trying to convince myself it was myself in such a silly, sobbing voice, and those tears. Good damn. Mechanical just sound finally stilled and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud, and yet I felt as if I could still hear her voice. That's not possible. She is no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion because there were none to show. She had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then why? This pain, my eyes getting moist. Why was this happening? Still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough. And countless times I've wavered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away. Except I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it alright to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind with her. Like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, just lift it up. And with every swing, I forget a little more. That kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last. Okay for you. Perhaps. I really did. Love you. Hmm. When they cry, except the only person who was him. Cicadas. Somebody's been apologizing for a while now. Oh shit. I wonder what she's apologizing for. Felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I'll try to ignore it. I do. What? Hit the space bar? I'm not sure if that did anything. I kinda hope it didn't. Oh. It had been a while since I last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. With skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads. The melodious cacophony of the sidewalk. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of locusts and the babbling of brooks. And the cry of the Higurashi, evening cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness has begun to instill a sense of serenity. There is nothing wrong with it. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints, there aren't even vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, and no arcades. Even an ice cream parlor would be unlikely. The nearest town has some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I had lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. I should have gone at least once. Only now that I'm starting to regret it a little. Somebody is still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She apologized so much, so just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. Started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there was nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. Just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing, even now. Has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will ever change. Even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey you, the one she's apologizing to. Why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Keiichi, we're almost there. Wake up. I was finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. I'm gonna see if I can try to get rid of the mouse. Alright, we're good now. Alright, Keiichi, okay. Keiichi, we're almost there, wake up. I was finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. It seemed the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window and the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. That they were even from the same era. From there, we took a car deeper into the mountains. These are real pictures. Damn. Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. There, where I live now, Hinamizawa. Probably not saying it fully accurately, but I'm gonna roll with it. Hopefully my southern drawl will not be too annoying. Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Verdant? Yeah, whatever. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away on the other side, so I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Higurashi, I learned that even air had its own taste. Oh yeah, you'll notice that. Oh shit. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably up working until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. Such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. That'd be nice. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that though. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. Perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. So happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. If I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. Thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good. Full bowl of rice? Or will half be enough? Pile it on. First I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that I covered it with the egg. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent as usual. Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile. So happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me eat. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning. That was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that was why you'd call my rebellious. I guess that's what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Sorry about that. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin. Is it about time to meet up with Reina-chan? Hurry, hurry. Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Reina is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. Huh? But well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Reina wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Please thank Reina-chan for the pickles. Reina? Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd have known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning. Hey, Keiichi-kun. Good morning. Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. She's so conscientious and such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Keiichi-kun, you're so cold. I wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust without looking back. Dang. Why are you so mean? Why? Reina had a slightly troubled look on her face. Playing with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. I'm kidding, I'd wait for you. With those words, Rena seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Thank you. I'd wait forever until you came, Rena. No matter how long. Forever? Rena turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. Quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Have you ever read a romance novel, Rena? Huh? I haven't. Never read any before. From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. Couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. Couldn't imagine what would happen if she read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Oh yeah, message from Mom. She says thanks for the pickles. Oh yeah, message. Wait, whoops. Better reread that. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. Would have been fine to just be honest and say they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one who picked them, Rena? Or was it your mom? Huh? Why'd you ask? Were they too salty? Rena too completely changed. She began to panic frantically. Was it you, Rena? Or was it your mom? Why are you asking who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion might change drastically. Damn. She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she used to pickle them. Wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Yeah, it's a bit of a dick move, man. Rena nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious. Huh? Pretty good, just like the last ones. It went perfectly with rice. Face went bright red again. He was completely spacing out. It was truly a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Rena never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. You better, Rena. I'll train you until you handle it like the average person. Or so I decided for myself. What? Let's go. If we keep Mion waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Rena back to reality so we can make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Rena Ryugu. I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. Okay. Mii-chan, good morning. Coming up next to the rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Hey, Mion. Ah, finally, you two are late. Usually you're the one who's late. Sharp contrast to the diligent Rena, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's a Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Rena. Been a while, Kei-chan. How many years? I was only off for 2 days. Haha. You don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mion's gaze stared at my chest, then dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. So she was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back then? What? Were you asked, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. What the fuck? I've grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. What the fuck? Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time to be sure to greet him properly. Don't say next time. Right now, it's just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? I don't think I've ever heard dirty talk so dirty. You could smell it fouling up the morning air before. I didn't expect any of that. Alright. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my flag, Reina began to ramble in a near panic. What? Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Reina tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. How was it? Seeing the city again. Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting of the pleasant morning. Only went for a funeral, didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? For it? The thing I asked for? You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around in toy stores. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know? Really difficult to get Western stuff around here after all. Is this about games again, Michan? Mion nodded proudly as Reina giggled. Yep, I wanted K-chan to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport? Oh, yeah. Okay. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You could just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Excuse me. Well, I guess I have to now. Going to get another game full of hot action. This time, I'd like a game that's easy to understand. Mion is a board and card game enthusiast. I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Reina, Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. That's actually kind of cool. If there's a game you'd think I'd understand, let me play it too. Of course. K-chan is up for it. I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. I play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. Whoa. Then we'll let you win. Then we'll let you in the group this time, I guess. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Reina looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Reina laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I had just moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all that they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. Felt like if I had acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be about right for this place. Okay. Inamizawa was a really small village, so not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 minutes. What? God, my brain just keeps filling in the gaps. I will try my best for this first one. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building, and they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. It was such a lively mood. Felt more like kindergarten than a proper school, and not that was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly let me take the lead, right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Too bad, I wasn't going to fall for that again. Just think you'd give us the lead. I think you'd give up the lead here. meant for this to be a test of my skills. Mia chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. What is it, you guys? Step back, Reina. It's dangerous. She's here. Huh? Then Satoko-chan. Is it? Her name was Satoko Hojo? She was a disrespectful, imprudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, and it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. The obvious trap. A blackboard eraser wedged in the door. Whoops. Too obvious, Satoko. A hearty laugh came from beyond the door. Excellent, K-chan. I guess that means you win this round. No, this is Satoko we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything on it, or in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. Damn. So then why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after. Making me focus my attention upwards, so as I lifted my hand to the door, there were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. Potent and terrifying trap. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Satoko. But in the end, nothing more than the tricky machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. I felt something strange in my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. By the time I realized she had me, hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. K-chan, watch out! Instinctively reacting to Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Ow, ow, ow. An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I should have landed. Damn, I shuddered, imagining this situation I had... Hold on. Imagine the situation had I landed square on it. My, what do we have here? A fair morning for you. A fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Keiichi-san. Damn! God. Alright. Fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Aren't we a lively one this morning? Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. It was a step up from your usual trap, Satoko. I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning. You little... Ow, ow. It seemed I'd inadvertently sprained my back a little when I landed. Better than landing on that inkstone. Small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, go away. Small dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I did. It's not so much about what you actually do, not that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika-chan. Pain's going away now. Yay, Rika-chan! Good morning! Good morning to you, Reina. Good morning to all. Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rina, Mion, and I all bowed back. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Satoko. I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I am the very model of a good girl. What? good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof. I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. I'm sorry. Oh, I am SORRY. Try saying that. Even if you won't say it. I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Satoko's forehead. I'm against violence. You don't even have any proof. So you know my forehead flick really hurts. It can split plywood right in half. Okay. Eek! Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say that in a way people will misunderstand. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt. She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Rika-chan really is just so... How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satoko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. It doesn't bother me. Damn. You mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting, yeah. Rika gently patted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess those two are the same age. I think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan. Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Reina's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. Oh, Satoko-chan is crying. So cute. Can't take them home. But they're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute you think how cute they are. But just for a bit, it's fine. It's fine? Reina kept a cutesy face, even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Reina is ridiculously weak to cute things, and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. And I can just look. Just looking. That should be fine, right? Reina swooned over Satoko's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Reina into the authorities. Forgive me, Reina. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. The teacher's coming. Quickly clean everything up. Satoko, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. Ahaha, we made it in time. Rise, attention. Mion gave out the morning commands. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one. Naturally, she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Reina and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get their own studies. Get to them. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Reina and Mion with their studies. Pretty good teacher, Keiichi-kun. You didn't understand. Reina took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teacher is making me lose confidence. Makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. Damn. They say to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble later on. With these marks. It's not like I'm aiming to go on onto a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams, little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relaxed than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exam. Mi-chan, Keiichi-kun is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too. You're such a good and honest kid, Rina. Make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. What? Thanks so much. Especially you, Rina. Private lessons? Just the two of us? Private lessons? A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Rina's head. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. Hey, I'm sure you would. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university? So you study just to get into your university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out here, you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. That is right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true, but you should at least know stuff that's common knowledge. Oh, Geezer thinks that, instead of wasting time studying pointlessly. You should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't have that deep of a meaning. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. Okay, Chun, we're done. It's our wonderful lunchtime. In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period. Keiichi-kun, let's have lunch. I'd have been making a very troubled face. Rina smiled brightly at me. Alright. Right, let's eat. Seemed to be different cliques even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. The latest level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rina and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika-chan were slowly lugging their desks over as well. Keiichi-kun, hurry! Rina waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes. Keiichi-san's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crusts, like some sort of destitute plebeian. Why don't you just show it to us now? Come on, Georges, come now. Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, Representative Me, please give me the signal to start. At first, this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we were all friends. Let's eat. The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Of course there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. That's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compare that to girls, well at least these girls weren't picky. We all put all the side dishes in the middle where everyone was free to pick at them. My girls wouldn't mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. My, isn't Sir Keiichi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't Madame Satoko's lunch as extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Buying into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunch. My, how delicious. Oh, this taro is good. Stewed stuff is good though. Even cold. Good too, even cold, sorry. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile. I saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. Seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too? These taste like mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes. Rosettes weren't from a mold. They were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. Guess Rika-chan's just good at this sort of thing. He's really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Yeah. Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. Oh ho ho ho. That's nothing for you to boast about. Reina's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know. It seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Reina when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Reina's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Reina's lunchbox constantly. Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made it a lot this time. It's good, I hope. Got high marks from me? Ah, Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out trying to secure my own portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time, and a struggle ensued. Oh, dang, I actually bumped my desk. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Lena's lunchbox was soon empty. It's kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Reina. She didn't get any of it? Oh my god. Reina seemed rather satisfied. She looked on. How did you like it? Isn't Reina-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Keiichi-san. Said that's nothing for you to boast about. Like you're not much different from Kei-chan, Satoko. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Satoko's face went pale. Hey, even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know? Of course I can. I really can. Really hard for her to lie. Keiichi-kun, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You shouldn't be picking on her. Mi-chan too. Rina hurried, tried to follow up, but Mion laughed haughtily as she drew closer to Satoko. Well, just pretend it's a little home ec lesson now then, Satoko. No, sorry. Now then, Satoko, what's this? Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. That's asparagus. Mion made eye contact with me, and within 3 seconds I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon wrapped asparagus and giving her two choices. She's pretty terrible. The yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, the green one is cauliflower. So probably the yellow one is broccoli and the blue one is cauliflower, but the green one is, You really know which is which. How about you just give up? I'd expect no less from the class representative, the oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. I do know. I really do. Then answer the question. I know. She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she usually starts to seem her age. How cute! Oh, here she goes again. Rina entered a state of euphoria as Sadako bawled her eyes out. Rina was in a state of bliss. She rubbed her cheeks against Sadako's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then and just that kind of smile. Rina, me is picking on me. What? Cute. Okay, Rina, One-chan will take care of all those bad people who tease my little sister. Damn. It's like a flash of lightning. What was that? Was that just now? Both the Rina fish shot at a supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled, spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with matching welts on our faces. It's the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Rina. Yeah. Do you Sadako-chan? I took care of them. Cute. I want to take you home. Making sure Rina couldn't see it, Sadako stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all. Using Rina like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. Okay. There's the bell. Back to class. Oh, wait. Oh, I got it wrong. Sorry. It's the end of the school bell. Right, no matter what the day held, the last school bell always came too soon. Dang, I had the opposite problem when I was in school. Couldn't come fast enough. Hey, Keiichi-kun. Tomorrow, do you have plans or anything? Huh? It was such a direct question from Rina, I inadvertently blushed. If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? Rina saw me lost for words and realized that I misunderstood and turned red as well. No, I didn't mean it like that. You see, apparently that wasn't what she meant. But since it's always fun when Rina's in a panic, I went along with it a little. Oh, really? So it wasn't meant that way? Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection. Keiichi-kun, why are you so disappointed? Why? Me-chan? Unable to hold it in any longer, Mion slapped me on the back. I see, this old geezer never knew you could push her buttons like that. Huh? What? What is it? Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach while Rina flailed around, completely bewildered. I couldn't help but start laughing as well. Feeling just a bit guilty, I ruffled Rina's hair. Oh, whoops, sorry. I couldn't help but start laughing as well. Feeling just a bit guilty, I ruffled Rina's hair. Kidding. Sorry, it was a joke. That was my fault. She really is a cute one. Huh? A joke? Since when? Since when? About halfway through? Halfway? So, Kei-chan, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start? That means it was only a momentary lapse, but there was no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by her. Well, you see, saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. Also, why were you asking if I'm free tomorrow, Rena? What were we talking about? It had been so long that Rena had forgotten. That's how long Mion had teased me. It's just K-chan, you probably can't find your way around Hinamizawa by yourself. Yeah, can you? That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times like we were playing pin the tail on a donkey, I wouldn't be able to tell up from down here. Yeah, I don't think I know how to get anywhere besides back and forth to school. Yes. So you see, tomorrow we were thinking that Mi-chan and I could escort you through Hinamizawa and show you around. That would be a godsend, frankly. I was happy about the offer. You'll come, of course, right? You're home free. You're being invited by a girl you know. If I'm free. You're probably free anyways. If I'm free. I was being so as to not give a clear yes or no. Even though I thought it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scamp to say so up front. God damn. Ichi-kun, you're not free? Perhaps? While Mian and I had our rather sour back and forth, Rena peeked over at me hesitantly. Figuring I'd been a bit too rough on her, I just gave in. Sorry, forgive me. I apologize. I'm free. Great! The trepidation disappeared from Rena's face as it blossomed into a smile. Hey now. Seems like there's quite a difference between how cold you are to me compared to Rena, isn't there? Seems to me I didn't care for how rude I was to her compared to how quickly I agreed with Rena. But her being annoyed was very interesting. So I pushed Rena forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Let's go, Rena. Maybe it should just be the 2 of us tomorrow. Leave grumpy old Mion behind. Whoa! If Keiichi-kun is okay with that, then I'm the one who came up with the idea to take him around. Don't ignore me, Keiichi Meibara. Be great if the 2 of us could just go on a picnic together. Should we bring a basket right now? If we're bringing a basket, I'll make all the food. Maybe? Should we ignore me too, Rena? I'll tell everyone that you 2 disappeared into the hotel district together. Damn. Well then, I'm going home right now to start making it. Tomorrow is going to be so fun. Later, Keiichi-kun, Mi-chan, bye. Rena bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all that was left was me standing next to Mion, sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on her face. Hey, Rena hit again? Alright. There's over 2 meters between you guys. Since you came, they've become sharper. This old geezer's body can't handle it. Maybe it'd be easier if you stopped saying stuff that makes Rena want to hit you. Or else this will end up being a Mion slapstick comedy hour. If that happened, the results might be fatal. Don't feel bad, Mion. You're probably the one who can You're probably the only one who can dodge her jabs. Felt like it was her knee, though. Could it be that we were hanging around with an unrivaled martial arts master? Maybe someday we'll see her debut in an extreme contact sport. You can't lose, Serena. You need to train up and have a rematch. Hey, H-chan, you should... This old geezer will root for you. Mina and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Rena's infallible technique. You ever seen new tips? We're a mixed grade and we don't have a uniform? Alright, let's go. I want to view new tips. So, mixed grade. We don't have a uniform. Okay. We'll save. Yes. Alright. And continue. Alright, let's go. I took it a little too easy on the morning of my day off. I was totally late. Today was the day. Rina and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. Oh, they've probably been waiting there for a minute. Rina and Mion were already waiting at the meetup place. How long? Okay, Chen, you're late. Sorry. The show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that. Okay. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late and keeping two girls waiting. Hey, Chen, you just got here yourself. Okay. Last night's episode of A Day in the Life of was interesting, wasn't it? She was just as guilty as me. Rina was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right, Rina really did make a picnic. Oh. Kei-chan, after you left, Rina pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it. It was nothing. Don't worry about it, okay? She's been like that since last night, you know? Can you take responsibility for this? Alright. I am a man after all. I'll take responsibility. Huh? Responsibility? For what? For what? As we both turned around slowly to look at Rina, our gazes shifted downwards to the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except this was random we're talking about here. About 2 kilos, I guess. When Rina was picking it up, I could see she was struggling a bit. Let's say 5. You're exaggerating. Keiichi-kun is a boy after all. I thought he could probably eat a lot, so I made a lot, okay? Let's get going. Heave-ho! Especially the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunchboxes. Correction, I say 5 kilos too. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. I won't forgive you if you make Rina sad, got it? The only thing I could do at that moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Then hold the basket though. Is that extra weight you could use? Help with the hunger. Alright. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. Could have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. These are the boonies after all. No slovenly desk jockeys struggling to work on the weekends out here. It was really a nice place, peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Oh, good day. Hey. Oh, you would be Meibara-kun. My 2 companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. All of these passerbys even knew my name. When did I become this famous? We passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid. If you're in a small town, everybody knows everybody. It's a bit sad to say. Everyone knows everyone, since there are so few people in Hinamizawa. But that means when a familiar face walks by, they automatically assume that it's that Meibara fella who just moved here. Yeah, that's how it works out. It was a process of elimination you could only pull off at a place like this. But it was quite affectionate. Now on, I better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally clocking at a dirty magazine at a bookstore, I can expect all the villagers labeling me as a lech by the next day. Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. But it's not the end of this nightmare. Of course I know them. The first person we met was old man Takezo from the Makino bike shop. Hobbies are bonsai and playing the flute. Next we met the grocer's second son, Daisuke-kun. His hobby is sharpshooting and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. Good luck, man. And the person we just met was Mio-san, the nurse from the clinic. Her hobbies are birdwatching and photography. Alright. Know the names of everyone we pass by. Even their profiles? Seeing my surprise, Mion and Rina exchanged looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah. We're not like the city where people hardly know their neighbors. Let's try it out. You there, who am I? You're Keiichi Mibara. Say some mean things, but you're actually a kind, shy person. It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Her hobby is taking afternoon naps. Lately switched over to wearing boxers. Okay, how the hell would you know that? That's enough, Boxers. Enough of that. Apparently there's absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. How does that... Damn. Apparently there's absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Hinamizawa was not the place to be trifled with. God. It feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right. Parading around like this after all. Don't you all think so too? That K-Chan is fitting right here, fitting right in here in Hinamizawa. The population in Hinamizawa is shrinking, but the villagers welcome anybody who's new here. I thought about brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who moved into the city like this before? No, probably not. About that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. Past another person. Of course, we were called out to again the same way. Oh my, good day. Wonderful seeing you two getting along. Hey. God, I'm sorry for yawning, man. This lady here is Chishima-san. Good day. Hi, Mibara-kun. How wonderful. You to have having a lovely girl on each arm. How are you? Getting used to life here? Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation for how energetic I was. Good. As I looked back over to Rina and Mion, they gave me a wink. So now then, about time to have lunch, maybe. Rina's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man, I'll do what I can, but it's just too much. Fine, Kei-chan. Leave it to this old man. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I expect no less from the class representative. Rina, if we're going to eat, we might as well go somewhere with a good view. Ooh-ah, yes! Ooh-ah. Good idea, I agree. Rina nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. I was taking a sip. Pressing the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. This here is the Furude Shrine. Probably the place with the best view around. This place. Be sure to remember it. Okay. On our next break, a festival will be held here. Isn't it a bit too early in the season for a festival? The Watanagashi isn't a summer festival. It used to be a celebration of the end of winter. I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Now then, spread out the lunchboxes and there. Various colored lunchboxes were placed one after the other on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Rena's home cooking. Went without saying that it would be. But is it even possible to finish all of this? Hey, Mion. It'll take more than just a good view to get all this down, you know. Hey, still. Good afternoon. Here's Rika-chan and Satoko. Why are they here? Young grinned over at me. I see. This was her secret plan to power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up when all the pieces are in place. Following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty. We just had to come since there was such a commotion. What is the meaning of this? Take a look. Time for lunch. Buffet style. Handmade gourmet meal by Reina. I can see that much. Why have you laid out a tarp on our property? Temple public grounds is not yours. Eiichi is right. This is everyone's property. Wow, Rika-chan is such a good girl. Have a seat. Eat with us. After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned my back on Satoko. Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second. Where's my spot? A spot for you and nothing for you to eat. Don't worry, there's some for you. Oh, and I'll eat all of hers. I will not allow that, Rika. Here, chopsticks. Both Satoko and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other. Man, really, Kei-chan, you're really good at leading people on. You might have a talent for this. Have a plate. One for me-chan and Rika-chan too. Reina ripped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates. If we don't hurry, it'll all be eaten up. That's right, okay. Right, okay, well, shall we commence this battle? These eat a lot. There's enough for everyone. Reina said as she opened up a thermos. Just then I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. I will not allow you to have this hamburger. Using her elbow is against the rules, Satoko. Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. It was a tough battle, blocking her with her full momentum and an elbow in the opening moves. Satoko appeared to have the upper hand. The difference in our proficiency with the chopsticks proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand. Ah, the last meatball! Satoko Hojo has been bested. No. Satoko and I amiably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that made Reina blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mina advised Reina to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. See someone start choking, she just, yes. This is how our meals usually go. I'd do anything in that my power, just so things could stay like this. Alright. The intense battle calmed. And finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Sipping tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. You wonder why there are so few words in Japanese to praise how something tastes. Is it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until the modern era? It seems that long ago people ate in silence. Must have made the people preparing the food a bit sad, don't you think? It's probably because back then people were busy even while eating and didn't have the time to complement the flavor. It's just you. But you know, just hearing that, it's good, makes me happy. That my effort was worth it, I mean. She blushed a little as she said that. It was delicious. Absolutely perfect timing. Rika-chan struck Reina directly with praise. He looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence. Oh. Uh-huh. After Reina uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof. How? Rika-chan, I'm gonna take you home. No, I mean, thank you. It was really delicious. Reina flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost hear it. To reward Rika-chan for her praise, ta-da! These are special. 2 apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them towards Rika-chan. Rika-chan accepted them. The mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. What is it, Satoko? What's that defiant look? Is everyone prepared proper praise to receive apples from Rina-chan? Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think up with your weak vocab? Oh, well then. Allow me to show you. After Satoko flashed Mion and me a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly. Hey. So Rina One-chan's lunch. Satoko thought it was yummy too. Satoko looked up at her with the talking cutesy. Satoko talking cutesy. What? How was that praise? Not even persuasion by tears. That's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is a Rina limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Rina. Aw, how? Of course, that was asking for the impossible. Rina clomped Satoko and began rubbing her cheek against her. Cute! Satoko is so cute! Take you home. How? Swish. Stab. Push. Satoko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at Mia and then Mia again with that defiant glaze. It only took 5 seconds to take down Rina. That's unfair! To think she had such a trick. If it upsets you so much, why not reward Rina-san with some praise? Damn it! What's a dirty trick? First of all, that wasn't even praise. Satoko? You think you won with that, don't you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mion. What kind of trick is it? K-chan is going to be the one who does it. What? Oh, why don't I have you show me then? The rising of an old maid. The plan of attack she suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing we had to beat Satoko. After sipping my tea, I started talking very naturally and calmly. Perfectly. It really is good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right? No. Actually, almost all of it was frozen stuff. Yeah, which ones did you make fresh? Well, embarrassing. Do I really have to say, must I? From the synergy of Void plus handmade lunchbox. Her expression has melted into euphoria. I already know this one, right? We're gonna turn an even deeper shade of red. The words, I can't believe it, practically written. How could you tell? How? Look, that, I made it. Of course, Mion had told me beforehand. Been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher. Had your smell. Silence enveloped the area. Rena's face, still completely red, froze solid. With a small yelp, Satoko also blushed. Of course I did too. I sure would like to try one of Rena's handmade apple rabbits. Or something. Even if this was all because I was competing against Satoko, it felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. And at that moment, whoosh! It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. Please eat some, Keiichi-kun. There's plenty for you. Instantly, dozens of the apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Okay. Keiichi-kun. My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth while she was squealing. One apple after another was forced into my mouth. More and more apples. Oh, hooks. Hi. Ian. How about them apples, Satoko? Looks like we win. K-chan, that was a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Satoko? This is our complete victory, isn't it? I can't believe it's such trickery. Doesn't bother me at all. Ethical grounded her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claimed victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. At that time, Reina stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something. Rika-chan, you're not eating it? Did salt water make it too strong? Maybe? Looking over, Rika-chan had pulled the toothpick out of the apple wrap and placed it into her cupped hands, and it seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Poor Mr. Rabbit, I feel sorry for him. I want to save him. Whee! That was the sound of blood spurting from Rena's nose. You! Tonight I will take you home. You can't do that. She looked sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. And coming back to her senses, she took all of the apples around me, gathered them up with a whip, and fixed them back on the plate. Now they're all fine, okay? Here, I'll give them to you, Rika-chan. Okay? Rika-chan raised up Satoko's hand like a referee after having that plate of rabbit shoved to her. He whispered, "This is our victory." Wow. Wow. Wow, what a comeback. Hi has Honu hair. Hey, bro. Hi has Honu hair. I just don't care anymore. Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. Alright, I'm probably gonna cut if this goes to the save. Nope. It was a fun-filled, crazy day, but as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly. Later, Reina and Kei-chan, see you tomorrow. Thanks for today, Mion. Had a great time. See you tomorrow. Satoko and Rika-chan went home as well. We parted ways with Mion, and it ended with just Rina and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home. Thanks for coming to Keiichi-kun. Was it fun? Yeah, lots of fun. Almost feel like a waste to go home now. Ah, then well, would you mind taking a little detour maybe? Maybe? Detour? Is it far? It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long. Since we've been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Rina, I quietly nodded. Oh, where are we going? Traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, it looked like remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. A large heap of garbage spread out towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper. Ufufu. Been quite a while. I wonder what's here. What's here? When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here was this garbage pile? It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure. I had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers. So that meant there was something cute here. Oh, the pile? I double click. I can't wait. It bounded up the... Wait. Garbage. Okay. He bounded up the unstable slope. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Oh wait, I'm coming. Whoa. My city-raised self was completely pitiful. Alright, just stay right there, Keiichi-kun. Won't take long. I'm gonna kindly decline my accompaniment. Don't fall. Watch your step. I'm fine. There's nothing at all. No, this is nothing at all, sorry. Dirty bounding up the heap of trash. And it disappeared over the other side. like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. The lively arena around the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Really exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. The sudden noise of scattering pebbles altered me to somebody's presence. I startled and turned around. And there was a typical-looking photographer, spied over at me to his camera. His body was tanned and fit. Something about him seemed unreliable. He had a bit of an aloof air about him. No, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa. He surprised me. Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who surprised you. My bad, my bad. Didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't. I questioned. Unfazed by my suspicious outlook, he introduced himself without my prompting. I'm Tomitake, freelance photographer. Come to Hinamizawa from time to time. I didn't ask who you were. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, one would think. My bad, my bad. I merely photograph wild birds. You can't refuse, you see? Ah ha ha. So what, you're saying I'm the same as the birds? No, well, you see, that image of a young man in the twilight was just picturesque. I apologize for trying to take your picture without asking. Adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy trying to get cozy with him. Except it didn't seem like Reina would be back soon. This older guy, Tomitake-san, he didn't mind my cautious responses and he continued rambling on by himself. Ichi-kun, sorry to keep you waiting, I'm finished now. Reina popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand. Do you have someone with you? What could you be doing over there? What could you be doing over there? That's what I wanted to know. Don't know. Maybe she's checking on that dismembered corpse that was here out long ago. Tomitake-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. Uh-oh, I responded like I would. I responded like I would if I were talking with Reina and the others. Quite a disturbing incident. Still haven't found one of the arms. Okay, Ch.1, sorry to keep you. You're waiting a while, I guess. Best leave the two you lovebirds alone. Yeah, my apologies for starting with you, Ch.1. Tomitake-san chortled suggestion that disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort took me off a bit. Ch.1, are you angry? I wonder. It wasn't Reina's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now. How was it? Find a treasure trove? Oh yes, so listen, you see, there was a Colonel Sanders doll. A Colonel Sanders doll? Oh, that thing, those statues they always have out in front of that fried chicken place. That life-size dummy? Yes, Colonel Sanders. How cute, I want to take it home. I couldn't tell how she decides what's cute or not. Well, she seems to want it. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you just took it home, right? It's become the base of another pile. I can't dig it out easily. There's no lamppost over there, so it'll get dark pretty soon. Reina seemed quite down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out. I'll pay you for that delicious picnic you prepared today. Thank you. Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us. Ch.1 is going to help. I can take Colonel Sanders home. How? It is staggered along as if intoxicated in a dreamy state of mind. Tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of her cheery state. Hey, Reina. Long ago, did something happen here? Seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details though. I'm wondering if you knew about, an incident or something. I don't know. Her tone was disturbingly frank. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Miranda quickly lightened her expression. Actually, I didn't live here till a year ago. Huh? You answered here too? I was sure that... Yeah, I don't really know much from here. But you see, I don't really know much from before that. Sorry. Don't really know. Don't want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. About it, of course, it would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident, and they haven't been able to find one of the arms. If it's just like Tomitake sounds sad. I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. I received a Maybar Mansion, the damn site, murdered, newspaper edition. Do all tips. Looks great. Maybar Manor. Oh, I can open these. Wait, this. You're not stinking rich? What's this all of a sudden? Did I come to school in a limo before? How much do you get from a monthly allowance? About $10. Man, that's a rather plebeian amount. This lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich. What are you talking about? We asked out of nowhere how much I get, and then told that's still a plebeian amount. Sorry. Miranda seemed to pick up on my dubious expression and started giggling. Hey, Chen, your house, you know, it's pretty big, yeah? The architecture has people all around Hinamizawa calling it Maybara Manor, and it sort of stands out. Maybara Manor? Because the house is so big, everyone is gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. Let's see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings. For my deduction, I wager they spent too much money on building the house, and that is why they're now broke. Being broke, how very, very unfortunate. Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. Go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires or poor. We're the image of a normal, average household. You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it. There are a bunch of different workshops and lots of his works are hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people in cars could come in to see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entrance Mion is talking about is the one for the studio and it is normally sealed off. The entranceway the Maybar house actually uses is very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I'd really like a chance to explore Kei-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich but having a home like that? What could be hidden in there? Maybe there's something cute hidden. No. They probably had no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms? If there are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor. That'd be great, so great. I want to roll around too. Seems like their imagination was just piling on. Sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad is a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them look around his studio. Fire of the Higurashi crescendoed as the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Okay. Yeah, right now I think I'm gonna hit continue and then save and quit from in here. Yeah, this is gonna probably wrap up. Hold on. Turn to main menu. So this is probably where I'm gonna stop it for this video, and I'll pick it up. Well, I'm recording this on a Friday. I'll probably pick it up next Friday when I have time off. And then edit throughout. But yeah, look at the first episode, or the first video in the series. It's gonna be a while to get through all this, but hope you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.